Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19, and welcome back to the Geiselsberg map. This is field 57. This is our soybean field, double fertilized with lime, plowed, full 200% yield. It is ready to harvest. We are not going to harvest it this episode. It's raining for one thing, and we've got some other things to take care of, so let's get to it. Also, down here by our beef and dairy operation, we've got field 4-5 to the east, which was an arable field. We converted it to grass. That's ready to harvest. And then the field to the south of the beef and dairy and the field to the east of the beef and dairy, those are all grass fields, fertilized, double fertilized, ready to go. We're going to harvest those, not this episode. And then up north on the map, to the east of our sheep pasture, that field is ready to harvest as well. Now that one has not been fertilized. However, we're doing okay on hay bales up at the sheep operation, so I don't think we need to worry about, I mean, there's never anything wrong with harvesting more crop, but I don't think we need to worry about feeding our sheep right now. Although, coincidentally enough, we do need to worry about feeding our sheep. Although we have bales up there, we just need to get one into the trough. So what we're going to do today is we're going to sell milk. And then while we're up that way, we're going to feed our sheep and we're going to clean up their floor food. So step one, let's get a front loader onto the MB track. I think this makes the most sense as far as a way to transport milk. It's the smallest tractor we have. And my thing is, I would always like to use the smallest piece of equipment that I can, right? Because it's theoretically the least expensive, and then we keep the hours and the expense down for our equipment. Let me show you something. This is when you buy this tractor, you can get different front loader brackets on it. I got the Allo bracket, and then you can use the Trima or the Quicka front loader. So it's nice. It's got dynamic hose, super cool. Now it's got these connections down here, but it's only the CSZ front loader tool pack that I've seen that actually uses the dynamic hose on the front of the front loader. There are a lot of the brackets that the tools hook up on the back. Like when you hook the front loader to the bracket, you get the dynamic hose like right there. But the only thing I've seen that uses them up front is the CSZ pack. Where are we going? I got the lights on because it's raining. Where are we going? Don't hit the barn. There we go. We're going down here. I did get the milk wagon. Close these doors. I was just cleaning out floor food with our little skid steer and I left the doors open. Don't like leaving doors open. Right. Go back here. I did get the milk wagon. The stainless steel dolly trailer holds 8,000 liters, and I think we have about 6,500 liters of milk. So it should work out. And we're going to sell that up north on the map, which is up sort of in the general direction of the sheep pasture. So we'll try to take care of two things while we're up that way. And the reason I don't have a tool on the front loader is off camera I did get a bale spike and a bucket and leave them up at the sheep farm. What would you call it? Sheep operation? Sheep meadow? I don't know. Can you have a sheep farm? That doesn't sound right. Or whatever you want to call it. I left them up there with the idea that you would never need to remember to take a tool up there. As long as you've got a front loader, you're good to go. Just get a front loader up there and all the tools that you need are already there on the farm. So, I'm going to hook up our milk wagon. Hook it up. Beautiful. And then I believe, yeah, I think the fill point for milk is right up here. Carefully. Is it right here? It certainly is. Okay. So let's fill up here. Yeah, 6,500 liters. We'll make a little bit of money. So we'll fill this up, and then the quickest way to get there, I believe, is up between these two fields. The way we took grain up. Yeah. This is the way we took grain up to the Baywa when we sold it. So here we go. All right, we're rolling. Man, it's been The past couple videos that I've done, I have to say, when I reviewed them, I realized not my best work. There was a Geiselsberg episode that I posted a couple days ago. The audio desynchronized by about 1.5 seconds halfway through the video. That was not a good look. And then I did a train video yesterday, and listening back to it, I seem sort of distracted. I am sort of distracted. There's some things going on in my world, and it's it's interesting making these videos and trying to make not necessarily one per day, but I have a schedule. I try to do 5 per week, and it's interesting to realize from time to time that I'm just really not feeling it. There's some days I just don't want to record at all, and there's other days that I want to record, but I don't necessarily want to record what needs to be posted next. So it's tricky. It's something else to learn about YouTubing, about making these videos. It's the whole thing. This past year that I've been doing this, over a year, it's been a learning process the whole time, and it's been fun, definitely, but there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more to learn than I had initially thought there was. And one of the things that I am learning is some days you don't want to do it, but you got to do it anyway because people are waiting on those videos. That's weird too. We make our turn here? Yeah, we make our turn here. It's strange for me to post a video and see views on it just a few minutes later and realize that somebody's got me on notification. That's so awesome. It is. But at the same time, I think, if somebody's looking forward to my videos, I feel like, not that I owe it to you or to them. I would never think of it like that. And it's pressure, but it's a good kind of pressure. I feel like I'm accountable. Yeah, that's a good word. I feel like I'm accountable, and I feel like there are people that want to see these, look forward to them, and I feel like I should do good work. So when I am distracted, when I'm recording something and I know it's not as good as it could be, I do feel, I don't know, bad, I guess. I feel bad because it's, we got a deal going. Me and you, we got a deal going. I'm trying to do good work for you, and I hope you're enjoying watching it, so I don't want to let you down. Is the point of all that, I suppose. So I know the past 2 videos have been a bit off. I know. Not okay. I'm working on it. The main thing is to keep my stress level down. When I get a lot going on in my life, I get stressed. Everybody does, I think, and some people recognize it and deal with it, and other people don't, and they end up karate kicking their stuffed animals, but I know I got a lot going on. Stress, it sneaks up on you. Bad business. Got to keep your stress level low. Got to keep your powder dry. That's why people go to Burning Man, which I think it's going on right now. Is it not? Yeah, it should be. Should be. It's not what it used to be. I used to live out in the desert. I used to live in a little town called Moab, Utah. If you know Moab, Utah, then I don't have to tell you anything about Moab, Utah. If you don't know it, it's hard to describe. When I was there, it was tiny. It was about 4,000 people. Little town out in the desert. One of the premier mountain bike destinations, seriously, on the entire planet. There's also unbelievably good sandstone rock climbing. Big stuff. Big towers, 500, 600 feet. Multi-pitch routes. There's a ton of paddling. Big whitewater, class 5, class 6, like house-sized rapids. And there's also a ton of base jumping. It's a adventure, extreme kind of place. And there were a lot of people when I was living there. There were a lot of people living in trucks, living in cars, living in tents. And the reason they were there is they just wanted to do whatever it was that they did. They didn't want to... This is going to sound terrible when I say it, but I think you'll get it. They didn't want to work. They didn't want to have a family. They didn't want to participate in society. All they wanted to do was whatever the thing was. Rock climb, mountain bike, base jump, whatever. And there's a certain point, I think surfing is the best example. There's a certain point where it's not that you've taken a sport too far, but you've taken it to a kind of a zen place, maybe is the best way to say it. And surfing, I do think, is one that a lot of people are familiar with, like that process. Surfing, skiing is another one. But you can do it with any, I guess, extreme sport. I hate that word. It's got the Monster Energy, Mountain Dew connotation, but you know what I mean. Is this our trigger? We get a trigger here? We sure do. Fantastic. We are at 25,000. Let's see what kind of money we get. Right here. Not a lot. Not a lot. We're going to get about 10 grand. Okay. Hey, you know what? 10 grand is 10 grand. 8,000 euro. I'll take it. Let's head down to the sheep farm, get them taken care of. So I guess what I'm saying is, you don't necessarily hear anybody, extreme snooker or, extreme tennis. But that is something that people do with surfing to the point where they're willing to risk dying. Mountaineering, I suppose, would be another thing that fits into that category where at a certain point, it's no longer a sport. And it's not even your life. It's beyond your life. It's transcendent. And a place like Moab, there are a lot of people in a place like Moab taking their sport well beyond extreme. And they are willing, they're not only willing to give up their social life for it or their normal life for it. Things like family, job, career, friends, right? All that stuff. But they're willing to give up their actual physical life to do it. They're willing to be killed participating in their sport. Bruce McLaren has a great quote about that. He says, if you're capable of doing something in a certain way, I'm paraphrasing. He says it, of course, much more beautifully than I ever could. But the gist of the quote is, if there's something that only you can do and doing it may kill you, that's a small price to pay because you're the only one who can do it. And I think there are a lot of people that approach extreme sports that way in places like Moab. So you get a certain type of personality, you get a certain type of mentality in places like that. And I don't know what it is about the desert that draws people, but in Burning Man, they have it in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. Don't say Nevada. They don't like that. Say Nevada. It's in the Black Rock Desert, and it's been pretty sanitized from what it used to be. I mean, Ticketmaster is handling the booking now, and there's all kinds of insurance and fees, and I mean, it's nothing that the guests have to pay. The guests just have to buy a ticket. But as far as what the festival itself has to do to continue to get the permits from BLM and various other things, it's very sanitized compared to what it used to be. But so it goes. That happens with everything. But I guess what I'm getting at is the type of people that used to go to Burning Man before there were I mean, you can book these trips now to Burning Man where you get a concierge and there's a chef and a masseuse, and you're playing at shamanism, right? You're playing at that extreme lifestyle. But man, I was there years back. I was there when, the desert it's a crazy place. I spent a lot of time in the desert in Utah, a lot of time in the desert in Arizona, Nevada, and a lot of time in the mountains in those same states. And those places can change you. They really can. The desert can make you a different person in a good way. The mountains can make you a different person for sure. So, why was I talking about that? I don't even remember. But it's been on my mind. Stress has been on my mind. A lot of things have been on my mind. So, yeah. You know how we do here on the channel. We're just farming and talking and farming like we do. So we'll get our sheep taken care of. I think it's going to be kind of a short episode. And then next episode, like I said, we'll either do some grass work or we'll do another harvest. Until Greenwich is seasons ready, I don't want to use the unauthorized copy that I have. I'd rather wait for Greenbale to release his official copy before we bring that back to the channel. I want to be legit. I really do. I mean, I know people get fired up about unauthorized maps and unauthorized mods. I respect that. I'd rather be a part of the solution than part of the problem. So we'll wait until Greenbale releases his. But in the meantime, we're sort of in a holding pattern, and we're doing Geiselsberg twice a week. And the thing about that is we may have to repeat activities, I guess. I'm doing my best not to. I would never want to do like harvesting back-to-back episodes or anything like that. But you see what I'm getting at. You always know what I'm talking about. Right. Let's just drop this. Tell you what, let's head around back. Let's flip around, and let's drop this tank in a way that is convenient and appropriate instead of just dropping it in the middle of the yard right there. So we'll get turned around. We'll put this somewhere out of the way. And I suppose we'll grab our bucket first and clean up the floor food, and then we'll feed these animals. And then I think that'll be it for this episode. Yeah, so not really a super crowded episode. We didn't get a lot done. Next episode we will, whether we're doing grass or soybeans. Now, let me ask you this while we're talking about this. We've got enough food for our beef and dairy operation. I'm sure we dropped the right thing here. Also, I just realized I don't have a back weight on here. I hope it's going to be okay. I think it will. Tell you what, if we go right here, stop right here, I'm going to set the brake and see which of these doors I need to open. We can open this one. Oh. That's a little, you know what I'm saying? This is it's a great map. It's not perfect. We got a door clipping through a wall there. Not the end of the world. We can go right in there to grab that floor food. So we have enough food to feed all our animals, and then some. So if we did harvest grass, the smart thing to do with it would be to make it into silage bales to sell. And the reason we would want to make it into silage bales rather than loose silage is we don't own the BGA at the moment. And so we don't have any place to sell loose silage. We can only sell silage bales. But we could make, we got all that grass and it's all double fertilized. We could make a decent amount of money just from silage. I think that's the only thing that makes sense because we don't need food for the animals. Right down about there. Oh, we're clipping through our quick loader up front. We need to see about addressing that. Right, so we get this all picked up right there. And I believe we can just put this right back in here. Beautiful. So that's done. So we'll back up out of here. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Oh, okay. That's where the wool pallets spawn. Fantastic. They do spawn inside. Nice. And I think clip through the wall. If we get this up so it doesn't hit the wall. Ah! What just happened there? Unintended acceleration. Not cool. Not cool. So we go right back here. And like so. Yeah, that was a little dicey. I didn't like that at all. Not good farming. So we'll go here. Right about here. Drop that. Go back here. Pick this up. Get a little bit lower. Right about there. And back through this door. And I think there's a connecting door inside. Yeah, there is. Okay, so we go here. And then we go... Go through here. Man, I'm struggling today. Struggling. We go through here. And this is where I dumped our hay bales. So if we go here, we can just sort of grab this one on the end. It's not super realistic, but we can kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, no back weight. I would think an MB track could handle one bale. Apparently this one can't, particularly with a front loader. Like that, where it's got some of the... Really? So much struggle around the pole. Really? All right. We're going to make this happen. Right through there. Easy Pete's. Oh, right. So the trigger is right about here somewhere. They're not maxed out on food, are they? Oh, okay. I guess when we put the floor food in there, well, this has turned into kind of a not very good episode. Huh. All right. I don't want to leave that right there. That's not very good farming. So we'll pick this up, back through this doorway, carefully. Carefully. Let's try to get this a little more squarely. So if we put it right here, go back there, like so. Man, back here. About like so. There we go. That was easy. So now we got to get out of here. We go through here. Man, this barn would be so full of diesel smoke. Crazy. Right. Right through here, right through here. Oh, man. That was surprisingly tedious. Holy smokes. Okay. Doors closed. Back in here. Engine off. Lights off. Set the brake. Wow. Okay, we're done. We're done. I'm calling it, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Farming Simulator 19. This is the Geiselsberg map. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.